What up, gamers? Welcome back to Kaboom!
Kaboom?
We're back with yet another exciting video for you.
Kaboom.
But before we dive in, make sure to smash that subscribe button, or else Lady Dimitrescu will haunt your dreams. Today, we're going to talk about the top 10 tips to become a professional streamer. But before we start, we wanted to let you know that you can get your Kaboom membership now on our channel. For a small amount, you can get a Kaboom badge and cool emoticons. Let's go! Number 10. Interact with your viewers. One of the things that makes live streaming different from other gaming videos is interactivity, as people are watching you live, playing games, or doing any other stuff. So, in order to keep them from leaving your stream or getting bored of it, you need to create an environment where they can talk to you. Maybe ask you some questions, tell you to do things during live stream, or even join you in the stream. So, you need to make sure that you're interacting with your viewers, unless you're like a super popular streamer and you don't give a crap. Number 9. Stick to a game that you're good at. As you start streaming games, you essentially just pick on random games to stream and hope that you get some viewers to watch you play games. But that's not exactly a good way to go about it. If you keep playing different games every week or so, the viewers that you got from your last game might not choose to stick around for your next game as well, and it'd be like starting from square one. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't switch games, but you need to weigh the consequences, or better yet, ask your viewers if they'd be interested in this new game that you're planning to try out next. Number 8. Do your research. I'm a strong believer of data. I believe in numbers, as numbers don't lie. One thing that can make you become a professional streamer in a world full of streamers is research. A lot of the new streamers, or even some of the veterans, don't actually take time and research before jumping into some game to stream. And this might just be the golden opportunity that you've been looking for. The internet is filled with data. All you need is to take your time and research before taking your next step. Be it switching to another game, as long as the data says so, or streaming at a different time. Number 7. Be consistent. I know you think that it's a given, but a lot of gamers get impatient when they don't see the results in a week or a month. Streaming has become so common, and that's why more and more gamers are getting into the market. Consequently, the competition is getting fierce. So it might take some time to even start seeing the results. Don't take my word for it, just ask Mr. Beast, and he'd tell you exactly how long it took for him to even get recognized as a small content creator. My point being, it might take some time, but consistency is the key to grow as a streamer or a content creator. Don't give it up just yet. Number 6. Be visible. The next tip on this list is just essential, especially if you want to grow faster. Twitch might be the most used streaming platform, but when it comes to growing your streaming channel from ground up, there's not much you can do to make people find your streams on the platform. There are a few tips, like choosing the best games to stream, which I've made a whole video on. But apart from that, you really need to share your streams on other social media platforms to reach more potential viewers. And trust me, it works. Number 5. Be punctual. Speaking of time, one of the things that make you stand out from the rest of the streamers is being punctual. Now, a lot of the time, we get bored or get free from something else and think, okay, I just boot up the game and start streaming now. But that's not a good way to go about it. Again, if you're not super popular with a ton of subscribers, you need to stick to your streaming times. This doesn't only make your viewers remember which time you stream so they can come check your stream out, but it also creates this unique loyalty that goes a long way. Number 4. Do what others don't. Now, the next tip on the list might sound a little weird, but just hear me out on this. If you go through the success stories of some of the most popular streamers out there, you'd find something that's common in all of them. Besides being popular, of course, and that is filling up the gap. Now, what I mean by that is, if you take Tim the Tapman, this guy here, you'd find that a lot of people love him because he shares his advice, gives out tips and tricks, and helps gamers out in different games. That's like his brand. So if you're good at roasting, making jokes, doing walkthroughs, or anything that you think is missing and you can fill that gap, do it! Make it your brand. Just don't try to force something on you that's unnatural. Number 3. Work on the look. Once you've gone through each and everything that I've just told you, and you've made up your mind about what game to play and how to get the viewers to find your stream, you really need to work on the look of your stream as well. Now, what I mean by that is once the viewers start watching your content, there are certain things that they are going to focus on, and the most important one being your setup. I mean, no one would want to see a messy bed behind you or nothing at all. So you need to have a setup. Not necessarily expensive, just something that shows who you are. Maybe put a little light on and a few game figurines that your viewers can relate to. Number 2. Networking and collaborations. I used to go by the saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. You get the point, right? But in the streaming world, if you want to grow fast and go far, you really need to reach out to other streamers similar to you and maybe try to collaborate with them. What this does is you end up creating more content that is loved by not only your viewers, but also the ones that you're collaborating with, because you create the same content. So, you end up doing less work, getting more viewers to watch your content, and also reaching more potential subscribers, if they like your content. Number 1. Do what you really enjoy. Lastly, I just want to say that although doing all that stuff is necessary, what it all comes down to at the end of the day is that you actually love and enjoy what you do. Otherwise, it won't hold up. I've seen a lot of popular streamers getting lost in trying to create an image for the world that they end up getting alone and depressed. So, make sure you do something that you really enjoy, and don't be so hard on yourself. Lastly, I just want to add that whatever you do, make sure to spend time with your loved ones as well. With that, we've reached the end of our list. I hope you guys learned something, and if you did, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so we can keep making more fun videos like this in the future as well. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.